Do you see this envelope right here? I call it the shit I've been through. Inside, you find 3 whole years worth of failed side hustles and business ideas I tried from 2021, 2022, 2023. Over 100 side hustles, and each one feeling like it was the one until it wasn't. Looking back, I can honestly say that the problem wasn't the side hustles, the problem wasn't dropshipping, affiliate marketing, it wasn't SMMA. The problem was me. And if I could go back to my younger self in 2021 or when she was still 16, there's one thing I'll tell her. This one piece of advice would have saved her all those years of trial and error. She wouldn't just save time, she would actually make 3 times the money she spent all that time chasing. And today I'm going to share that with you. So if you've been stuck in a cycle of trying, failing, doing different side hustles, but still feeling like shit, sit tight, because this video could actually be the thing that changes everything for you. Just to give you a bit of context, my name is Gloria and I started hustling when I was 16 years old, fresh out of high school. I didn't have a smartphone. The only phone I was using was this type of phone. It could browse the internet, but it had a little bit of limitations. There was no apps, there was no YouTube. But I was using the same phone to learn about how to make money online. I was reading about how to start a blog, how to start affiliate marketing. There were just so many things that I could actually do with that phone. It's just that I was just learning, but I couldn't actually do these things because the phone was tiny phone. So fast forward to 2020, during COVID-19, when schools closed down and the only way we could learn was through Zoom calls, and that was when my father was actually forced to buy me my first smartphone. And when he got me that phone in 2022, I started hustling. I was now able to go into YouTube. I was finally able to start practicing all the things that I had been learning with my tiny phone. And at that point, let me just tell you, at that point, I felt like on top of the world. I felt like I had the whole world in my hands. I felt like I could literally do anything. I was watching YouTube videos on how to start any type of business. I tried everything. I tried affiliate marketing. I tried drop shipping. I tried SMMA. I tried so many things. And I cannot even list them out. There are over hundreds. I am not even exaggerating. If you want me to make a separate video showing you all the side hustles that I tried, I will do it. I promise you that. But here's the thing. When I got into 2023, I realized that I was still as broke as hell. I did not know why. I was doing everything. I was watching videos. I was doing side hustles. I was hustling. I wasn't even sleeping sometimes at night. But then 2024 came and I realized my mistake. I realized the thing that has been keeping me back, and it was just one tiny thing. And that thing was my mindset. And that brings me to my first lesson for you. If you're a hustler, you're trying to make money in 2025, you're trying to try different side hustles, or maybe you've been doing side hustles and it's not working for you, this might just be the problem. And I'm sure this is the problem for so many other people who are trying to make money online. And that is for you to stop having a backup plan. Focus on one thing until you are successful. See, I know that they say a millionaire has 7 streams of income. But first of all, listen to what this multi-millionaire has to say about that.
When I started out at my peak, I had 9 businesses because I heard 7 income streams make you wealthy, but it doesn't. 7 income streams just spread you 7 ways. When people hear that someone has 7 income streams, it's because they own assets that generate that kind of income. But in order to gain the cash to then buy the assets that create the cash flow, it requires time and focus. Focus is measured by the amount of things you say no to. And inversely, you could measure it by how few things you say yes to. Meaning, the most focused person says only yes to one thing and says no to literally everything else.
You see, one thing about me when I started hustling was that I have so many options. YouTube is free. So people would tell you, okay, try print on demand. I'm making thousands of dollars with print on demand. And next person will tell you, oh, drop shipping is the new oil. Do drop shipping. And then another person comes up, SMMA changed my life. SMMA did this. SMMA bought my first car. SMMA made me buy my mom a house and all that. And then you decide to try all of them because why? You don't want to feel like you're missing out on opportunities. FOMO, fear of missing out. That was exactly what I was doing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start affiliate marketing. But on the other side, I'm also going to be doing drop shipping. Just in case affiliate marketing doesn't work, I will then fall back on drop shipping. And then, when I'm still doing drop shipping, I'll also try my best to, be working for clients and writing for clients as a copywriter and all that, just in case drop shipping doesn't work for me. So in my mind, I had the backup plan. that I was going to fall back on. And so the thing here is that I didn't put all my energy into affiliate marketing. I didn't put all my energy into drop shipping. I didn't even put all my energy into my backup plan, copywriting. I was just like, if I try this for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and it doesn't work, I'm leaving your ass because I have so many other ones, to work on and all that. So the thing here is that when you start hustling, you're going to get FOMO. You're going to have this fear of missing out because everybody is doing this one, or everybody says that I don't know, starting a personal brand, or everybody says that dropshipping is the best business to start in 2025. Listen, take away that FOMO, because that FOMO is going to kill you. That FOMO is going to make you regret your life, because by the end of 2025 December, you're going to be looking at yourself and ask yourself, okay, what did I achieve? I have been hustling and hustling. I have been doing this business and this business. But what exactly, like, what's the outcome? What's the result? Where's it? That's what you're going to ask yourself. That's exactly what I always ask myself at the end of every single year. What did I achieve? What did I achieve? I know this, I know this, I know this, but what exactly did I achieve? So let me tell you, it's just like when you have a garden and you plant, I don't know, you plant something, you plant some plants or whatever in the garden, and then you also have another garden, and you have another garden, and you have another garden. You have like 5 different gardens. The thing is that you're not going to put your 100% effort into one of those all of those gardens, because now you don't have too much time. You don't have all the time in the world to take care of all 5 or 6 gardens at once. Sometimes you're going to feel tired when you're watering this one. Sometimes you're going to water this one today, and tomorrow you're going to forget to water the other one. That is exactly what it looks like. I want you to always remind yourself that you don't have backup plans. Let me tell you, you don't have backup plans. Tell yourself that I do not have backup plans. If you have to write it somewhere, I do not have a backup plan. It is either I'm successful with this business or nothing. For me, my own backup plan, if I give up, if like content creation doesn't work for me, or copywriting, those are the 2 most important things that I'm focusing on right now. If these 2 things doesn't work for me, my only backup plan is to go back to work a 9 to 5 job. And for me, anytime I think of that, anytime I think of sitting down in an office and like working a freaking 9 to 5 job, or being a doctor or whatever, because I'm a medical student, it's scary. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm an internship student, and internship is just like, you're already working, but you're not like working, you get. And whenever I come back home, I'm always very exhausted, and I'm like, wait a minute. So this is what like a real 9 to 5 is going to look like, and it's very, very scary. So that is my own backup plan, and you can actually have a backup plan for yourself. But just tell yourself, listen, I don't have a backup plan. If this thing doesn't work for me, I don't know what else is going to work for. I don't know what else is going to work. So you're going to find ways to make it work. You're not just going to be like, oh, it's not working for me, I'll just find something else. No, that thing must work for you. Focus on that one thing and master it. Master it to the T. Let me tell you, the people that you look up to and people that are good at what they are good at today, they did not learn it in 2 weeks. They did not learn it in 1 month, even 1 year. It took them years of trial and error to get to where they are today. So who do you think you are, learning a skill or trying a skill for just 2 months and then coming back to say it doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for me? Who do you think you are, when other people are giving it 10 years, other people are giving it 2 years, and you come here telling me that it's not working for you for 2 months? Stop playing. Stop playing. So you better give yourself 6 months or give yourself 1 year to focus on one side hustle. God, I wish I could go back to that girl, to my past self, tell her, girl, just one thing. If it was copywriting, just one thing that has worked for you before, that makes you're passionate about it, it's something that you're excited about, focus on that one thing. For me, I tried so many things, I tried so many other things, but every single time I tried to get a client for my copywriting services, I will always get a client, I will always make money. And so that was the only thing that was really working for me. And when I realized that, somewhere in July 2024, in less than 3 months, like, I cannot even tell you the amount of money I made. I've never made that amount of money in my life in just 3 months of focusing on that one thing that I was good at. See, I want you to stop thinking of how far the journey is and start thinking of the past months, the amount of time that you have spent building a website for the business that you're working on right now. I want you to remember the amount of time that you spent planning, watching YouTube videos to start that side hustle. It's not something that you can just throw away just because it hasn't worked for you in the next 3 months. Yes, we have time, you're young and all that, but you want to spend that time you have just going in cycles. Do you want to spend that time you have going in cycles? So that's like a new mindset that you have. Stop thinking of how far it is and think of the time you've already spent. Do you want to just throw away those time like that? Throw away those sleepless nights that you had trying to learn that skills, and now you want to give up because it's not working for you. Do you want to do that? Hell no. Let me be very real with you. When you finally decide to focus on this one thing, another problem stems up. See, that's why it's so hard for everybody to become an entrepreneur. Everybody cannot become an entrepreneur, because if it was easy, it would have been easy for everybody. Everybody would have been a billionaire, a trillionaire, but it's not easy. See, this is one thing that I did not see coming, even when I finally decided to focus on that one thing that was working for me. And that is the fact that, let me hold it like well and say it so that you don't forget it. That is the fact that entrepreneurship is not glamorous. See, it is boring. boring. It is boring. You know what you see on Instagram? The fancy cars, the mansions, the money, the vacations, all of those things. It is not what entrepreneurship looks like behind the scenes. I know we see all these fancy cars, we see all these creators, we see all these business people, you see them buying private jets, you see them buying houses for their moms, you see them doing this, you see them buying Birkin bags and designers and all of this stuff, and you feel like, okay, that's how I want to be an entrepreneur. Let me tell you, hold your horses, because when you start, that initial excitement is going to fade, and when it finally fades, that is when entrepreneurship starts, and it is very, very boring. And the reason for this is because, one, the work is repetitive, it's lonely, it's boring, it's sending follow-up emails, it's dealing with rejections, it's you facing multiple no's every single day, it's you looking at your bank account every day and your bank account is still not growing, it's you posting consistently on YouTube and you're looking at it for 2 months now, you're still stuck at 100 subscribers. It is staying up late while your friends are out there partying, while other people are busy having romantic getaways with their partners, and you're just indoor every day on your laptop, on your phone, and you're just there hustling and doing the same task every single day. It is boring. There are some days that you're going to cry. There are some days that you're going to feel like crying. There are some days that you're going to pour your eyes out. There are some days that you're going to have headaches. I cannot tell you. There are some days that you're going to have headaches. Like, you're just going to wake up one morning and you're like, what the heck? What the heck is wrong with my head? And now, if you're trying to juggle different side hustles, that means the boring task, the repetitive task, is times 3. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you have one side hustle, and that side hustle means there are some tasks that you have to do every single day, and it's getting boring. It's becoming depressing. It's becoming lonely. It's not working as you want it to work. But then you now have 3 other side hustles. That means the whole boring thing and everything is times 3 now. That's why some people cannot do it. That's why some people cannot be entrepreneurs. That's why some people will give up. And that's why some people will say, it's not working for me. They'll rather work a 9 to 5. They'll rather help somebody else build their business than actually, build their own business themselves. This is just a message from a follower entrepreneur, just like you. Okay? When things start feeling boring and slow, there's one thing that you always have to do. You're going to search for motivation, you're not going to see motivation. You're going to search for the willpower, you're not going to see the willpower. I'm talking from experience here. You're going to search for all of these things, you're not going to see. You're going to search for who you can just talk to, who you can just, rely on and just tell everything that you're struggling with. You're not going to see. But let me tell you, when you're in that state, listen to me. Remind yourself why you started. Because there's a reason why we do this. There's a reason why you want to become an entrepreneur. There's a reason why you want to start a business. Is it because of freedom? Is it because you don't want to work a 9 to 5? Is it because of your family? Is it because of what is it? Remind yourself of that. For me, it's freedom. It's my family. I don't want my family struggling. I don't come from a rich family. I don't come from a rich home. I'm living in a third world country, so there are so many disadvantages here. I'm not rich, my parents are not rich. So if there is something out there that I can do that can help me and help my family, I'm going to do it no matter how hard it is. So always remember your why, and have a vision board. Like write it somewhere in a sticky note. If you can't create a vision board, have a sticky note. Like this is my why. Put it on your desk, so that every morning you come, you see it. You see it. Like I said before, some days you're going to want to cry. Other days you're going to actually cry. Some days you're going to want to give up. Some days you're going to just want to throw everything. Some days you just want to break your laptop. You just want to throw your phone on the wall. You just want to do it. But whatever you do, make sure that you don't stop pushing. It might take you another 3 years like it did for me. It might take you another how many years like it did for Elon Musk, like it did for every other rich, successful person that you know out there. But the point here is that success will not happen overnight. You will not become a YouTuber with 1 million subscribers overnight. You will not become a copywriter who's making $10,000 a month overnight. But you know what? It will never happen if you give up. You only fail when you give up. You don't fail when people tell you no. You don't fail when you get rejections. You don't fail when your videos get only 1 views. You're not a failure when the sales call doesn't go as you planned. You only fail when you give up. You only fail when you give up. And listen, I'm not trying to be like a motivational speaker or anything here. I am talking from experience. I'm telling you what I have gone through. This girl has gone through a lot, and I'm not even where I want to be yet. I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm not even halfway gone. I'm just trying to talk to my past self, because yeah, I've passed that initial level. There are so many things that I have learned that if I keep it to myself and not want to help someone that and not want to help somebody out there, it's just going to be wrong. Like, entrepreneurship doesn't have to be lonely. You can look for friends, look for an accountability partner, join a community of hustlers like you, or a community of copywriters, or all that, and be with them, so that this whole journey doesn't look too lonely for you. I'm actually thinking of starting like a community for, I don't know. I just that this channel was too small and I'm not really getting a lot of views like that. I would have created like a community for people who are interested in, like, making money online and all that. So let me know in the comment section if you'd actually join, if there was a community like that. And then also, I want you to believe in something that is bigger than you. Believe in something that is bigger than you. I believe in God, and I feel like I cannot be where I am today without God. It's been God's grace, it's been His mercies, His favors, His protection, His provision over my life. So if you believe in God, if you are a Christian or anything, God makes it so much easier. Working with God in your hustle journey makes it so much more easier for you. Pray every day, commit everything to God's hand, and you're going to see how things actually work out for you. There's something my dad always told me. He says, the day that you pray is completely different from the day you don't pray. So any day you wake up and you want to start your hustling or whatever, pray, because you're going to see that there's a difference between the day you pray and the day you do not pray. Just trust in God and believe, because it's going to be so much more easier than when you're just depending on yourself and all that, so that you don't get depressed. There are so many people that can actually get depressed from this thing. I'm not gonna lie, there was a time when, I'm not gonna say I was depressed, but I was just like mentally mentally off because when I finally committed to one thing, and that was freelance copywriting. I stopped every other thing, affiliate marketing and dropshipping. When I finally committed to freelance writing, I went from making less than $50 per project, like working with clients. Sometimes I was even getting scammed by clients at work and they will not pay me. What the fuck? What the heck? So I went from making less than $50 to making my first $100 per project, to my first 200, my first 300, my first 400, my first $1,000, my first $2,000, and also my first $3,000 in just 3 months of finally focusing on freelance writing. This is something that I couldn't even do in 3 good years. So you see the power of focus. I'm not where I want to be. $2,000 is, it's progress. It's progress. But like, I'm on my way to my first $10,000. I'm on my way to my first 100K, my first $1 million, and all that. And it also made me a millionaire at the age of 21. So in my currency, my country's currency. But here's the thing: everything I just shared with you so far is 50% of the equation, and that's the mindset part. You see the other 50%, that's the practical stuff, the strategies, the steps that helped me go from making less than $50 to, hitting my first $3,000 as a freelance copywriter, all while living in a third world country. And the best part is that these same strategies can work for any businesses, whether you have a product or you have a service-based business or whatever. So if you want to learn exactly what I did, watch this video next.